9 fish, 16 fish, or negative fish? How to bring in the best haul on your money in this episode. Folks, I have observed many people. I'm going to share a story that you're going to love that will help you understand how ridiculous it is for most people to have their money in the market, and this is what we call negative fish. Are you ready? So I'm Doug Andrew, and I have been involved in helping people with their money for more than 45 years. I'm a consumer advocate. I have my own national radio show and written several books. But right now, this moment is between you and me, and I'm going to share a story to sort of set the stage. My wife, Sherry, and I, we've been married nearly 46 years. We have 6 children and now 17 grandchildren. We have family vacations with a purpose. And one of our favorite places to go every year, the first week of July, when the snow is finally melted, because we go up to 10,500 feet in the Wind Rivers of Wyoming. If you don't know where that is, it's sort of southeast of Yellowstone Park. Now, what's fun, even though this takes the whole day to get in and set up camp, the last 12 miles takes us 3 hours because we're creeping and crawling over boulders or we're backpacking in. We ascend from 7,500 feet up to 11,000 feet, and then we go down to the lake, and that's about 9,500 feet. They have not planted fish in this lake since 1953. It has brook trout in it that are 16 to 21 inches. If you don't know, that's very rare. Usually brook trout barely fill in a little frying pan. These are 16 to 21 inch brook trout, and we will catch 200 or 300 in 2 or 3 days. We catch and release them. We keep a few because there's limits. But this has become a tradition. So we take our grandchildren there, and I have a grandson named Ethan. And he was about 5 years old at the time, and so we will get on our float tubes or a little inflatable Zodiac boat, and we'll go out fishing. And sometimes we'll catch 9 fish, 8 fish, sometimes 16 fish, sometimes no fish. But we always have this little competition. And I'll say, well, Ethan, I'm going to catch 8 fish. He goes, well, I'm going to catch 12. I say, oh, I'm going to catch 20. He says, I'm going to catch 100. And all of a sudden, he had just learned about negatives, okay, in arithmetic. He goes, Grandpa, you're going to catch negative 10 fish. I go, really? Well, then you'll catch negative 40. He goes, you'll catch negative 100. Now, isn't that cute? Well, I started thinking about it. Isn't that what happens when your money is in the market in normal accounts like IRAs or 401ks? I mean, come on. Let's say the Fish and Game warden came and said, now you fish on this lake and you can keep fish up to 8 a day, let's say. Your limit is 8. So that's a cap. But he says, you know what? If you don't catch any fish, you better bring some fish or save the fish, throw them back in the lake if you don't catch any. What? That would be absolutely stupid. Well, this is what your money does if it's in the market. So let me relate. Let's say you had money in the market back in the decade 2000 to 2010. A lot of people, they made money 5 of those years. They caught fish. But the other 5 years, they would be throwing fish back into the lake. In fact, in 2008, they would have thrown back 40 fish. There was a 40% loss. And so here you are, you're catching fish, and then you're throwing them back. You're catching fish and throwing them back. And you still haven't even broken even yet. That is what money is like in the market. How stupid would it be to have to, well, you got to contribute fish back into the lake if we need more fish in there. No, what I would rather do is say, you know, I want to be able to catch up to my limit of 8 or 12 fish, and I can keep those fish. The next day, if I don't catch any, I don't want to have to throw those fish back in, but that's what people have to do with their money. They have to give up the gains they made the week before, the year before on their money in the market. They have to give back a lot of that they made. Who wants to do that? Who wants to throw fish back in that's negative fish because people are getting negative rates of return. So in that decade, 2000 to 2010, There were 5 years that I caught fish, so to speak, and some of those I made 16%, a couple of years. Others I only caught 8 fish or 9 fish, but I was able to keep those fish. But in the down years, I didn't have to throw fish back. I just sort of had to wait until I started catching fish the next excursion. And I was way ahead, where so many people at the end of that decade, they still were empty-handed. They were starving because they had to keep throwing their gains back into the market to try to revive it because the market crashed. Does that make sense? And so that's why I thought it was so comical when my grandson's like, "Grandpa, you're going to catch -40." And I laughed, but I thought, how many people do that with their money? So when I say 9 fish, 16 fish, if that's the limit, that's called a cap when you use a strategy called indexing with your money. I can make up to 16% in 2009. The first 90 days of 2009, I locked in gains of 16%. Many clients that I helped did that. And that's after not losing or throwing fish back in the year before. Everybody else threw 40 fish back. And if they made 16, so you throw in 40 and you only get 16 fish back. No, I didn't have to throw any back, and I came ahead with another 16. That's the rate of return on money. This is called indexing. You don't lose when the market goes down. You don't have to contribute back. You don't have to lose the gains you made before. Those are locked in. This is called lock in and reset. And every year I make money or catch fish, I get to keep them. So let me just make sure you understand what lock in and reset means. My favorite vehicle to accomplish what I've been talking about, I call the Laser Fund. This is my 11th book. I titled it The Laser Fund. LASER is an acronym that stands for Liquid Assets Safely Earning Returns. And so the strategy with this is indexing, and I do this tax-free in a maximum funded insurance contract, and I've averaged between 8 to 10%. In other words, I've averaged catching 8 to 10 fish every excursion. Now, when you use indexing, your money is not in the market at risk. So if I have $1 million in my account and it's earning, let's say 5%, because most insurance companies earn a general account portfolio rate, 5% on $1 million would be $50,000. But if I want, I can link my returns to an index like the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones or whatever. I can diversify as much as I want. And they take that interest. I'm not going to put my $1 million at risk, my principal, but they will take the interest that they're earning, and I'm authorizing them to use that in any way they need to have the wherewithal to pay me whatever the Dow Jones or the S&P does if it goes up. So they buy upside options. They do this hourly. They're the #1 purchaser of options in the world. So if the S&P goes up 10%, they have the wherewithal to pay me $100,000 on my $1 million because the options matured. Now, what if the market goes down? I don't lose. My $1 million is still safe. I relinquished the interest that year, but I didn't lose money. I may not have made money. I went out and got skunked on one excursion fishing, but I didn't have to throw fish back in the lake. And so by doing that, in a normal decade, there's 7 gain years. 7 years you'll catch fish. The other 3 you won't, but you don't have to lose. In that decade, 2000 to 2010, there were 5 down years, 5 up years, and that's why people were not even back to break even. My money doubled in that 10-year period because I was able to catch fish 2 of those years up to 15 fish, 15%. 3 other years, the limits were more like 8 or 9 or what have you. But the 5 years the market was down, I didn't have to throw fish back. I didn't lose because I locked in the gain. So when I made money in 2004, 5 and 6, when I made money in 2009 and 10, okay, I made money after not losing. I locked in the gain that I made on my money in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007 and 8 when it went down. I didn't have to lose what I made the previous 4 years. Everybody else in America did. I didn't, because you lock in your gain and you reset. This is like a ratchet wrench. You know how you go click, 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 and you tighten it? But then when you loosen it, it doesn't loosen the bolt. And so you only make money, and if it's resetting, you just reset. You don't back off the progress you made with your money. That strategy is incredible. You wouldn't believe how many financial advisors don't understand that. I want you to understand it. It's explained in detail in this book. So I want you to watch this episode up here. And if you do, you can then get a free copy of this book sent to you, nominal $5.95 shipping and handling fee. And there's 14 chapters in that book that will teach you about how to do this, because I want you to not have negative fish. I want you to have positive 8, 9, 10 fish average. Lock in your catch, lock in that haul, and reset every year. Does that make sense?